Cameron. Morning,
Morning,
Bill.
What about your camera?
It's a little crooked. It's these dirty glasses. The glasses are dirty. I wasn't sure what was going on with it. So
it's always the dirty glasses.
Always the dirty glasses. It's like the first thing I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. But I saw that it was sprinkling outside. So on my walk, it didn't really make sense to do it twice. So I walked with dirty glasses, and then they got wet, and now I'm cleaning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our day's complete. We can go conquer Monday now.
Yes.
That's right.
Always thinking about process. Like literally got up and I saw a sprinkling. I'm like, why would I clean them twice? And just decided to walk around with dirty glasses for a little bit. It's ridiculous. How was the weekend?
You know, you are wired. I mean, robots are wired to be robots, so I understand. It's process.
We can efficiency.
Okay. Does not compute. Recomputing. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good weekend. I think what all I did. We had just like a little dinner get together last night with the Quirk team. So that was the most recent thing on my brain for the weekend. But I did some other stuff. I did some work a little bit because I was bored. Had some stuff I was thinking about, so I worked on a few things, and that's about it. What about you?
So I had to go get like wedding stuff done for Mike's wedding, which is in about a month. So I had to go do that whole thing. It was very odd, mostly because I don't have to go out in public very much. So I'm there with my mask on, getting fitted for, like the pants and the shirt and everything. Very just surreal moment having to go do that in like a mask. I've not had to do anything too odd in a mask. I think that's probably the oddest thing I've done, being out and about in a mask. But I had coffee with a friend. Really just kind of hung out. I did a little bit of planning, a little bit of work, but that kind of got hijacked with everybody just decided to wake up a little bit earlier this weekend than they do on normal weekends. So my work portion got cut short. So
yeah.
I did get a dope sweatshirt.
Yeah. Look at that.
Look at this. Amazing. Hold on, where's this stuff at? Okay. Look at this thing.
That's right. Frameworks make the dream work.
So we were talking about like shirts and swag and like everything else last week. And then I got this sweatshirt and it came in this great box. Great box. Had a nice little handwritten note. You guys can see once it fades in there. It came with a book. Man, really, really great packaging. It was a super great experience. You guys are killing it on the swag thing. And this is like one of the best like hoodies I've ever had. Honestly, it's like perfect. It's not too thick. It's not too thin. It's great.
That's awesome. I'm glad it hit. That's one of the things we try and do to set ourselves apart, and I'm glad it's good stuff because we talked about this on Friday. We both love swag and we both love getting things and packaging things. So that's good to hear. It's good to know. It's one of my favorites now, and not just because the words are mine. The
sweatshirt. Melissa saw me wearing it and she's like, oh, this looks comfy. And I was like, it is. And so she comes up and she does like the thing that like every, like, yeah. Ooh, right. And she goes, I'll go on the podcast. And I was like, you're going to go on a podcast? And she goes, it's a pretty good hoodie. I don't know.
Wow. I say all we need to know, James Thorne, are you listening?
Yeah.
If Mel's willing to go on a podcast for a sweatshirt, it must be good.
If Melissa Besner is willing to go on a podcast in exchange for a sweatshirt, it's pretty top notch.
It's legit. No, that's good. That's good. So weekend was pretty good. We got rained on quite a bit over here. How about
y'all? It was looming just enough that you didn't really make plans to go do anything else, right? Not like we're just making lots of plans to go do lots of other stuff.
Right.
Anyway. So we just kind of hung out. Nothing too crazy.
Well, I think you and I both have to roll out the punishment carpet or something, because you and I both, at least I did, last I heard, failed BIL bet last week.
Did fail the BIL bet last week, yes. Not even close. Like it was an epic fail, which just means that the goal setting was absurdly high.
That's one
right?
possibility. I don't think that was my problem, but it may have been on your side. Let's see.
Well, I mean,
so let's talk about that. Besides, yours was too high, you think?
Yeah, like we haven't gotten like one product up on the AppSumo market yet, and I just decided that we were just going to get 3. And like there's a little bit of graphic design that goes with it. There's a little bit of copy creative that goes with it. Like all these things happen, and we're going to knock this out for 3 products in 1 week, and we haven't even done it once.
Yeah.
Kind of absurd, kind of ridiculous to like assume that I'm going to be able to do that when I run a fairly full schedule of calls. So yeah, if anything, I'm more mad at myself for overshooting it by so far. You know.
Yeah, for sure. I get it totally. It's the funny part is other people can see it and you can see it and you do it anyway sometimes, and other times other people can see it and you can't see it and you fail sometimes, and it doesn't matter, you fail either way. Yeah. Right, so it doesn't matter.
And then I can always see it in like other people. I'm like why would you assume you're gonna do that 3 times in 1 week? Right. When you haven't done it 1 time in 1 week,
right?
You know that, right. Yeah. Like if someone came up to me and they're like, "Hey, John, I've got a good goal for this week. I'm gonna get 3 products up on this platform that is not exactly the smoothest platform to get stuff up on. You know, I got some feedback for you, Noah Kagan and AppSumo. Yeah. Anybody else, I'd be like, let's just get it.
So why do we? What's the deal? Why do we do that?
Ego.
You think so? Is it always ego?
I think so. I mean, why else would you do it?
I don't know. That's a good question. Because I'm like, I don't think you're like, I'm John, Small Mountain Hill. I will just kill City. You know, like it was more like, oh, I'm a smart guy. I can figure this out. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. I can get 3. You know, if I can get 1, I can get 3.
No, I know. Yeah, we were just talking about this yesterday in Discord, you, me, and some other people. Of just like we always think that we're the outlier. Now I know it's so funny. My book coach had to have hip surgery, you know, and they gave her I think 12 to like 16 weeks to be like back up and running, and she's like, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna be up in 8, and I'm like, God, like. we all do it like we all think that we're like capable of so much more than like everybody else is, because we don't do a good job of like taking into consideration everything else that we have going on, because you might be able to get 3 done if you're not doing anything else, but like let's be honest about the fact that I do 30 to 40 Zoom calls a week, right? And family and power outages that just happen randomly and all of this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So I've been saying this for a while. Like we're all very well intentioned, but we're terrible at the doing. Right?
I agree. Yeah, I was actually telling someone this weekend on LinkedIn, kind of to be shocking, to stop lying to themselves, and it was in context of the conversation, so it wasn't you know me, I'm really spot like that. But I was like, look, why are you lying to yourself? I understand why. It's very clear you know the answer. It's so clear that you know this is not a good thing for you, so why do you continue to lie yourself about it? And that just, haha, LOL, like, okay, so you get it. You hear it. You just, There's a funky sort of scorekeeping in there too, right? Levi, what do you mean by funky sort of scorekeeping? Tell me more about that. I'm interested. You feel behind after Mother Nature messes stuff up, so then you compensate by pushing yourself to catch up. I mean, I mean, I think that can happen. I think that can happen.
Because that's a really good point, right? If we hadn't been coming off a snowpocalypse, would I have felt this like internal pressure to
Right,
do
right.
3 and 2 walks and all of this other stuff, or would I have been a little bit more measured because I'd been a little less under the gun. I think that's a really, really excellent point.
Yeah.
Because I was just mad over the weekend. I was like, man, why did I think I was going to get 3 up? Like, what is going on here? Like, what did it just like absurd? Because I didn't even get 1 up, right? Like, it's not like it's not like the goal was to get 3 up and I got 2 up and I was just missing the 1. I didn't even get 1 up.
Right.
I was way off. Oh man.
I think compensation. So. Yeah, it is weird. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I do think there's a weird compensation thing that goes on when you get behind it for any reason, not just something as epic as a snowstorm. I think there's some sort of, and I think this is built into people who are high performers, particularly if you have a specific goal and you have it by a specific date. If you don't hit that, like that's a mark on your character internally. You're like, oh,
sometimes, yeah.
God, that's who I am, and I just proved myself wrong, and that's not acceptable, like.
Hold on. So yesterday, I'm playing a video game. It's called Assassin's Creed, and in this particular game, you're a Viking assassin, right? And you go around and you assassinate people. And there's also these like very large animals that you have to kill as part of the story and everything. And so Alice she comes in and she sees me fighting this gigantic bear, and she goes, "Why are you fighting this gigantic bear?" And I was like, "Well, because the bear's drunk and is killing people for this festival that's going on," which is true in the storyline of things. I'm not making this up. And she goes, because Alice really doesn't like it in any video game whenever an animal dies, right? If a human dies, it's okay, but if an animal dies, it's over. So and the story is going somewhere. So we go and we eat breakfast, and then she's like, "Yeah, Dad, I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna watch." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Now this has become like a thing." And so she's in here and she's watching me just die and die and die and die, like trying to kill this bear over and over and over. And she would just look at me after like I would die and kind of like look at my reaction, because she's starting to get really into Minecraft and some of her own games. And she goes, "Are you getting mad?" And I was like, "No, every time I die, I'm just a little bit better." And she was like, "Well, what do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, I'm learning exactly what's going to kill me in this, altercation with the bear."
Mm-hmm.
And so she keeps watching and keeps just like watching me improve. And she's like, "So what'd you learn that time?" And I was like, "Well, I should dodge those claws." Okay, so let's go back in, right? And I'm just like calling it out and making it like really big and like kind of funny. And eventually she goes, "Dad, I don't think I can learn any more today. I gotta go." This woman should see me die so many times. I was like, "Oh, okay." But it was interesting. It was funny because like as soon as she left, I was like, "Oh," whew, and like got out of there, because like the bear is way too high level for me, right? But like I didn't want to like leave while she was here. I was making progress. It was improving, but I was also like, oh, let's just take a moment to kind of set the standard of like, don't get frustrated at a video game kind of
yeah.
So
teaching moment for sure.
Teaching moment, yes, for sure.
Yes. What you were accomplishing was making it longer before your inevitable death. Because in your mind you're like, I'm not set up for this fight, but I can't extend the amount of time I stay alive before I die.
So she comes back over later and she sees me like not fighting the bear, and she's like, "You killed the bear and didn't tell me?" And I was like, "Babe, I didn't." And she goes, "Well, I thought you were getting better." And I was like, "Well, I was learning each time. You want to know what I learned the last time?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I said, "That I'm not ready to kill that bear." And she goes, "Oh, that makes sense. So you're over here getting better so that we can go back and kill the bear later." I'm like, "Yeah, that's it exactly." And she goes, "Okay, cool." It was, I don't know. I felt good about the coachable moment around video games.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. If we could always parent from video games, wouldn't we choose that scenario? Hey, come over here. We're gonna have some video games, and I'm gonna teach you some things about life. That's
so what?
Vala.
So what Scorpion is saying in real life is not get over here,
Right.
but come hang out with me.
He's saying face your fears.
Just turn everything into a motivational poster,
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Teamwork.
Hey,
You see the
framework
Eagles?
makes the dream work.
That's right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you have today, Bill?
I have a busy day. It's kind of a piggyback on your situation. Mine was largely because I didn't time block what I needed to do every day. I did on certain days, and guess what? On the days I did, it got done. On the days it didn't, it didn't. So I spent Sunday evening setting up my calendar, making sure I had all the things set up very nicely. So my calendar would make you proud this week. It's extremely nice and tight and full and blocked in for the things that have to get done, and it's very priority based. And so today I have quite a few calls. Actually, I have some time for writing this afternoon. I have some research that I'll be doing based on some conversations I had on Clubhouse over the weekend. So doing some follow up on that. But busy day. What you?
Nice. We're making some changes to Levi's coaching with the company that he's with. So my schedule in the morning is going to be opening up a little bit, which I'm simultaneously happy and also bummed about. But going to be doing 1 hour with Levi per week and 1 hour with Jordan per week, as opposed to 45 and 45 and then 30 minutes together and stuff like that. So my schedule is changing a little bit. So I've got just open work until 11. At 11, I'm talking with a agency who's looking to hire either a salesperson and an operations person, or just a salesperson. I need to go check my notes. I have coaching call at 1. I have a deep dive call with someone. That should be good. And then I'm coaching that one team. we built the CRM for this team. I'm supposed to have 4 weeks of follow-up, right? Once per week to talk about how it's going. And then we had some apocalypse, and then my power went out last week. So this is really the first session. So a little bit behind on that, but nothing, really to be done. So my day feels light-ish, just by comparison. So
yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Well, then should we talk Bill Bet this week?
Yes, we should. What do you what are you thinking?
Well, I got to get this writing stuff done, right? I'm gonna get it's. I haven't hit it 100% except once, and it was a low goal. So I think that what I've learned is I need to start with a lower goal on that.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna go with 3 days this week of writing.
3 days. 1K
and,
words.
I think I'm gonna try a time goal instead of a word goal, just because I'm struggling on the word goal. And I think by taking the pressure off of the word, I actually might write more, because I don't know. I just want to mix something up, because
okay.
I haven't found a spot this week, so I'm going to try 30 minutes of writing.
30 minutes. Okay.
For
I like
3
that.
days. So, and I've actually already got it on my calendar. So.
Okay. What else you got? If anything.
And then I'm going to do. I've filled my freezer with vegetables, so I'm gonna hit that vegetable goal again this week. I actually hit that last week and was feeling really good about it. So, gonna hit 2 vegetables a day as the goal.
Every day?
Yep, every day.
Okay.
And that's all I have. I don't have the kids this week, so I could probably do something, but
yeah,
I just haven't done anything.
Interesting. So for me, I'm kind of viewing this week as kind of a cleanup week, because last week was kind of supposed to be a cleanup week, but it kind of wasn't, because the power went out and everything had to get shoveled around. So I'm feeling a little, I guess, anxiety about things being missed, right? So plan is to spend some time this week to go back over the past couple of weeks, really probably all the way back to 1/1, and just kind of check pipelines, threads, and stuff like that, just to make sure that I've got like a really great view of it, especially since we're coming up on the end of the quarter because it's March 1st. So yeah, end of this month is first quarter is done, which is crazy. So my goal is that for this week, I will have gone back and looked at each week of the calendar just to go like kind of check in at like, are there any open loops from those conversations? Are there referrals I need to make? Are there like introductions? Is all that in a place that I'm happy with? Make sure that that everything is in the CRM uploaded, so that way I can kind of just like put that down. So I'm calling that a cleanup.
What's the goal around the cleanup?
The goal around the cleanup is to go back each week by week, look at all the meetings, go check my notes on those, and just go like assure myself that I'm not missing anything there. Right.
And so what gets you to assurance then? Just like completing getting to all the conversations, just checking everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Going through each week and looking at the Zoom calls, figuring out what the takeaways were, stuff like that. So just looking at each week will make that happen for me. I think I'm gonna try to do a game night. Just like me and the girls, because like we've been kind of doing this thing in the evenings where we all just kind of play on our very, individual electronic devices. So maybe like a game night after dinner one evening.
That's good. I like that.
Thank you. And then the other thing is I want to start doing like some stretching, and I've been talking about this for a while, but it has not been actually happening. So I'm going to try to get some like stretching and some movement in addition to the walk.
Okay. Do you have a particular stretching thing that you want to do? Like that?
I think for now, just like a very abbreviated version of like the kind of warm up that I've been doing in Kung Fu and stuff like that for years.
Okay. Yeah, that's an easy one because it's muscle memory. You just pop back in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think I'm going to add. I like your idea of the game night. We have an online app where all of us can get on together, play games.
Nice.
And so that I can do that remotely. So I'm going to add that to my on Jack TV and do kind of some of those.
Nice.
So I'll add that one night this week too. Okay. Cool. Well, then that gets us work and fam and then health. So we got 3 areas covered.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, that's pretty much about today. Anything else for you?
No, man. Time to go get to it.
Okay. Right on. Well, thanks for popping in this morning. And it looks like Michelle's been here. She actually Facebook messaged me this morning. But she's just doing her chores, walking around.
Yes, she said that she was going to be doing some driving. So, yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right, man. Well, let's not.
We'll see where tomorrow. Yeah. No, not paying this week for sure.
Nah. Okay. Cool, man. Well, I will talk to you tomorrow. See you guys later on.
All right. Thanks, everybody.